Well, good afternoon, everybody, on this very calm and lovely afternoon. Welcome to Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media, and we are joyously and happily sponsored by those wonderful people at Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners here in Westerly. The sun is shining. I can't believe it. When I was driving in, it looked like I was just ahead of what was going to be a thunderstorm, but it never happened. So I'm not complaining. It's a beautiful day out there. And I am with my friends who, on my way in, I got two separate emails saying, what are we going to talk about? And all I had to do was look at this magnet on the back of my car. We're going to talk about 41 North and minus 71 West. Okay. I have with me Louise Bishop, she being the executive director.
President of South County Tourism.
President of South County Tourism Council. And I hope I get your title right. I can pronounce your name. Faye.
That's a start.
Well, now I've forgotten. Had it all typed out. Faye
Pantasopoulos.
Thank you. I'm usually pretty good at Greek. And you are marketing director or creative director. I haven't said one thing right since we started.
Okay.
Welcome to Man About Town. So I welcome both of you. And the first thing I thought of when you said, what are we going to talk about, was so many people do not understand. They hear South County tourism and they figure, oh, you're just like the chamber. You do exactly what the chamber does. And that's exactly wrong. So correct. Jump in anywhere and tell people what you are. You are not a competitor of the chambers.
No.
You kind of work in tandem.
So we are the marketing and PR body for the region of 11 towns. There's 5 regions in the state, and we are solely funded by hotel tax, our offices. And
every time you have said to me 11 towns, I think of when you live in this part of Rhode Island, it's called South County. Mm-hmm. And I always thought it was kind of, well, Westerly, Charlestown, Wakefield. I had no idea. 11 towns.
Yes.
You want to show everybody how smart you are and do it.
It really is. It is everything west of the Bay and up to North Kingstown. So that's as far as
when you say west of the Bay and North Kingstown,
yes.
Right now, this is streaming. This is not a radio station.
Okay.
We are all over the world. They don't know what the Bay is.
Yes,
they don't know. So be a little more specific and let people know how great you are.
Yes, the southern coast, starting at the Connecticut line, is Westerly, then Charlestown, South Kingstown, Narragansett. And then you go north of that is you hit North Kingstown, Coventry, West Greenwich. East Greenwich as well.
What about South Kingstown? Is that part of that?
Yeah, South Kingstown. I just usually follow the coast and go up and around.
Richmond, Hopkinton, Charlestown, all of that.
So that's where the 11 towns come in.
Yes.
And you are the marketing arm for those 11 towns.
Correct. Yes. We market out to bring people in. That is the focus of the drive market.
That's probably the best, easiest explanation I've ever heard.
Yes.
Because so you don't want to, when the people come in, they don't come knocking at your door to get their brochures and find out what restaurant they should go to. No. That's when they go to the Ocean Community Chamber.
That's correct.
Or one of the other chambers, East Greenwich,
correct.
Or what's the one in Wakefield called? I always
forget. Is the Ocean Community. Well, that's Southern Rhode Island.
Southern Rhode Island
Chamber. We got,
right.
Yeah, we have 5 chambers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are the ones who put up the billboards in Delaware or New Jersey or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. The example I always give is when you're in Times Square and you see the beaches of Rhode Island on a jumbotron, you know that came from our office. That's the best way, because people can identify with Times Square. So
And I have seen that
yes,
walking
yes,
through Times Square.
yes.
And that came from your office.
That is what we do. Yes.
Well, the other thing that came from your office and your little brain, not so little either, is trolls.
Yes.
And you might want to talk to that point, because a lot of people know about our trolls. Some don't. We're coming into the season. They should. But I bet they don't know how they got started. They got started in Newark Airport, didn't they?
That's right. Oh my goodness.
You got in Newark Airport, your flight was delayed, canceled, you were bored, you bought a book or something.
Bought a magazine. I saw Hector the Protector, Guardian of the Seas in Puerto Rico, and I immediately took a screenshot and sent it to Faye. And then Faye researched. She jumped on it. And
I can now say Panazopoulos, because
there you go.
I'm not as stressed as I was when we started here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how they began. And they did due diligence on that one. That was...
Well, you all did due diligence on that. I mean, you got this little state of Rhode Island has 3 trolls. 5. That's right. I forgot about the ones.
Yeah.
You have the 2 in Ninigret, and then the 3 that were added last summer.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So it's not it's not South County Troll Trail. It's the Rhode Island Troll Trail. We opened it up to collaboration with other regions in the state.
You got into East Providence.
East Providence, yes, yeah. They were just open the doors and thrilled. Yeah, so we're very pleased with that.
Are there going to be more trolls for people to see?
We're working on the Thunderstone right now, which is the final of the trolls.
It's the final piece.
The final piece
really
of the story.
But the final piece of the story. The whole, there's like a little story that goes along with the trolls that Thomas Dambo, the artist, comes up with for each region that he does trolls in. And this one is the quest for the Thunderstone. So he's going to, I guess, eventually complete the quest.
Does he actually write a book on each area, or just
not really a book, but it's just a story that people can follow along, I think, on his website by picking up the clues. Each troll has clues that kind of go along with the little unofficial scavenger hunt that people can do by reading on his website more about each troll.
So it's on his website.
Yeah.
Will one or both of you tell our very vast audience now about Thomas, where he's from, and how, I know how you came to get him. You got him in Newark Airport when you bought a magazine.
Yes, he lives in the Copenhagen area. That's where he's from, and amazingly, he's married to a lovely woman from New Hampshire.
Really?
Yes.
And they live in Denmark.
They live in Denmark. Yes.
And how did he meet her? Well, he's been everywhere.
She was over there working internationally, and that's how they met. Yes.
Wow.
And so he was an artist then. He was a recycle artist and grew through the years into the troll art. And now his work is everywhere. Everywhere in the world.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that wonderful book, for which I thank you again. That book right now is in New Hampshire with a friend who is a graphic designer and absolutely taken by it. So I hope I get the book back. But she is so taken by him and by the trolls themselves.
Yeah.
And for people to come here, if you are planning to come to Rhode Island this summer and you want to see them, there are no admission fees anywhere.
That's correct.
What's the best way? Is there a troll trail? Do you have a website? Do they call your office?
We do have it up on our website. So on our website, there's a brochure, basically a PDF of a brochure that we have that shows the troll trail and kind of maps it out for you and gives you ideas of what to do at each troll stop, where to eat, where to stay, what else there might be to do around there.
Very good. Yeah. So they would go to southcountytourismcouncil.org?
Nope. southcountyri.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
southcountyri.com. Very good. And I would assume if people are not able to write anything down right now, whatever they're doing, wherever they're watching, if they just kind of Google South County or South County
Yes.
trolls,
Mhm.
Yes.
it'll probably take you to a variety of places.
It will.
Absolutely. Yeah. They just created the map and it went to print.
We have printed
So now-
copies of the brochure
Yeah.
too.
Oh, that's-
where
So
there
all the
there's some
chambers.
at our office. The chambers have them. Yeah, they can get them.
Moving them around Rhode Island.
Are you going to be doing Atlantis Rising again?
In 27.
Oh, you're skipping this year?
Yeah, we're in the middle of some other huge projects, and we thought, okay.
Well, that's why we're here then.
Yes,
I mean, when
yes.
you said, what do you want to talk about? Because I know you are never one to sit back on your laurels, either one of you.
No, we
So, yeah, we got 5 trolls up there. Now, what will we do? You know,
exactly.
what will we do?
So we just completed a moon gate, a stone moon gate at the first troll on the pond. And as a matter of fact, the landscape people are just going to landscape in front of it. So when your photos, you can take a photo through that moon gate and see the troll.
The one on the
first troll.
pond, the Arcadia one?
No, on Ninigret. I'm
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Ninigret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninigret.
So
yes.
is that the female one or the male?
No, the male.
That's Eric.
Rock.
Eric Rock.
Okay.
Yes.
They all
Yeah.
have names.
Yes. And with that, they completed it at Christmas. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
It was completed. So a lot of people didn't have that opportunity to see it. And we didn't do a ribbon cutting due to the timing. So landscaping is happening in the next week. And the same gentleman who did the moon gate are doing a serpent that's going to look like it's going in and out of the pond.
I have to tell you, I don't know what a moon gate is.
Oh,
So-
it's like what they have at the Kinney Azalea Gardens. Do you know how they have? It's a stone circle, basically, almost a
Complete circle.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's stone
Walls.
gate on the edges, but it forms.
So this was not a Thomas Danbo
No.
idea. This was a South County tourism idea.
Yes. It's time after the work that we've done. It was like, okay, it's time now to just do the beautification and bring the park to where we see it and where the town manager and the Parks and Rec people see it.
Is it sponsored by Town Manager, Parks and Rec? Is it sponsored by South County Tourism?
By us. It's sponsored by us. And we've hired this landscape architect team they're Rhode Islanders, Design Outside, that are doing phase 1, 2, 3, so there'll be more stone pillars for wayfinding and landscaping that will really make you want to spend more time outside in the park. Also, the other group that's helping us immensely is Broadview Gardens in Westerly.
Oh, know them well.
Yes,
They're wonderful.
jumped right in and we'll be doing a lot of this work. And we're so grateful. But the next thing that comes into that park will be, and that will come in the fall. I think we have 2 pieces coming in July from Jill and Mark, which are Australian artists. They do bronze work. And these pieces are part of the Race Against Time. And they're all animals, which are really done in a very silly way.
So these are bronze sculptures?
Yes, yes. So the Race Against Time has to do with the animals that are in their sculptures, because those animals are in that race. They're going extinct. So that's what really brought them to this.
due to climate change. So this is all kind of like a statement
Yeah.
on climate change, and these animals.
And
are-
this idea had to come from you guys too, right?
She saw them somewhere.
Do you sleep or do you just come up with
I don't
these
think
things,
she
Louise?
sleeps.
We live in a beautiful place, and with an art background, it's important to share that and to build our assets off this beautiful place. And honestly, art is what keeps the world civilized, and it also
You're right.
reaches every age group. We go into the park and we see Grandpa with 3 little grandkids,
Mhm.
and he's smiling as big as they're smiling, and
Yeah.
so we focus on building that. As a matter of fact, Faye, why don't you talk about those other programs that you have going in Springfield?
Yes, so we're, I don't know how familiar everyone is with the Big E and,
Oh, I think they are.
okay,
Because there's Rhode Island Day up there, and a lot
Yes.
of people go
Right.
up for that.
and we have the Rhode Island building. It belongs to the state and state
And again,
tourism.
for those in England or Washington State, and we do have people
Mhm.
who watch us from both places, the Big E is a big exposition, usually held late summer, early
September.
fall, in spring, just outside Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the state runs the Rhode Island building at the Big E, and for about, I don't know, 10 years now, the Roger Williams Zoo had a room that was decorated with their jack-o'-lantern exhibit, their pumpkins, and it had gotten just a little stale over the last decade. So the state offered it to us, so we're doing a big installation for South County there. That will premiere with the Big E this year, and it'll be kind of an all-sensory experience. There'll be, photo
You have
ops.
pictures of the trolls, or
There will be pictures. There will be video. There will be sounds and smells and photo opportunities, and just a way to kind of immerse yourself in the feeling of South County.
because when people come here, I mean, obviously South County is known for the beaches.
Yeah.
And I won't say all, but a very large portion of the travelers who come here for the beaches. But we're more than beaches.
Right.
And you've had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was talking to someone, again, from New Hampshire a couple of weeks ago who was visiting, and I said, while you're here, you're going to see the trolls. And she said, what trolls? And I said, had you heard about them? No. And we were at a restaurant walking distance from here, just around the corner. And I said, you're only a few miles from the park.
Mm-hmm.
And Ninigret Park, my Lord, they've got stuff going all the time. They've got concerts. They used to have the Big Apple Circus. They don't have that any longer, but they've got this big seafood festival the first weekend in August. And to just go in and go to one place and go out, and the trolls are right there.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a shame not to see them.
The federal arm of the coastline has also cleared a lot of the area where you would put your kayak in, and now it's extremely inviting. The pathways have been widened. You can walk all the way out to a peninsula.
You've got a planetarium there too.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Frosty Drew.
Frosty Drew. And they also do, I think we didn't mention the music festival.
Oh yeah, Rhythm and Roots.
Rhythm and Roots. That's
Labor
always
Day.
Labor Day
Labor
weekend.
Day
And
weekend,
that's
yeah.
huge.
And that's a biggie.
Mhm.
It is.
It's like a junior Newport Jazz Festival.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Because it goes for about 3 days.
I wouldn't even
does,
call it
yeah.
junior anymore. It takes over the whole
Yeah.
park. It's incredible. It's
It
growth.
is. I've been.
Yes, yeah, it's really grown a lot. But some of these areas in the park, you really do need to get out and walk because they've changed. They've been enhanced. There's other things that we're doing in there with the town and having them move these massive flat boulders into areas where like they would become stepping stones, but massive. So you go fishing at the pond. We've got 2 different areas we're putting those in. And then we're moving them into a lot of other areas. So there'll be more of that connectivity.
And it is handicapped accessible. So people can go see the trolls. Not all of them. The Arcadia one, no.
Yes,
That's
correct.
That's difficult. But the ones in the park, certainly.
Yes.
Yeah, the 2 in Ninigret are easy, and the one in North Kingstown is pretty easy as well. The one in East Providence, you can, but you can't really go down if you're
Right.
in a wheelchair. But you
Yeah,
can
you
see
gotta-
it from up top.
Well,
Use the
I was
bridge.
actually talking just about Ninigret.
Mhm.
And
Ninigret, yeah.
because there's so much to do in Ninigret. And
Yeah.
most of it's free.
That was the whole point
Mhm.
Yeah.
when we did this.
Not the music festival, I know that, but or the seafood festival, but it's very reasonable. And but certainly the trolls are free, and
The
so many
trolls are
other
free,
things.
And Frosty Drew Observatory, where the that part of Charlestown is the darkest stretch of night sky between Boston and New York City. So for people that are looking, whether they're photographers, night sky photographers, or just, astronomy buffs, it's a great place for them.
Yeah, it is great. And they do a lot of explaining. I remember we had a gentleman on the air with us. This goes back, though. We were in our 8th year, and this goes back maybe 6 years or more. And he got very technical. He started to lose me. I mean, he's a true astronomer, but he was talking about all the wonderful things they do there, but they do explain things to you. And it's just great to know it's there. And a lot of people don't, they don't know about it. They live here and they have no idea it's there.
It's about education.
Yeah,
it really is.
That they do. Yeah, I think some of the changes also in the park will highlight their assets, and people will migrate over to that park just for the multitude of things that are being added now.
How many acres is Ninigret, do you know?
Oh my goodness. Over 200, I think it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes and goes.
Like
There's tennis courts, the senior centers there around the back.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
The entities of the park, though, are the town has X number of acres, the state, and the federal government. So it's like 3. So this is where when we want to do something in a certain area, we have to go to another, office essentially. And
do you have to get all those permissions each time you want to do something?
Yes, we're moving into the area that's along the coast with some potential projects. And yes, so we are right now reaching out to find the correct person to have a dialogue with about enhancing that area, because it is a park, and I'm thrilled with the work that's been done in there already along the water, because the space.
And that was paid for by the state?
That was federal. That was
federal monies.
So it was kind of interesting to see how they opened it up. Now it really looks like it's ready for picnic benches and
I just thought of something, because I remember I'm a walker, and I walked there maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and I found myself at a World War II landing strip.
Yes.
And I had no idea for all the years I lived in Rhode Island that they had that there.
Yes. And when you fly over it, you can still see, because when Thomas Dambo came in, we put him in a helicopter so he could fly over the park to understand where the potential areas were. And you can see the cross of the landing strips. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, there's still a lot there. They're still clearing munitions in areas.
Yeah, they've got a lot of signs up, because I stopped at every one of them and was reading it. I was absolutely amazed.
It is amazing. Yeah, we are hoping to add more. Faye's talking about QR codes.
Yeah. So people can actually
pick up their phone, put it on,
scan it, and get that, map that I talked about earlier, right on their phone, so they, don't have to carry paper with them or look for our website.
Yeah, wayfinding, storytelling. There's a lot that we would like to add out there, and we're on track. And honestly, very grateful for the help from Jeff Allen, Deb Carney, the town council president, and
he used to be chief of police.
Yeah, he's the town manager, but they're so positive. They're just opening the doors. Otherwise, there's places that
why wouldn't you? I mean, it brings in what it does for the economy,
exactly.
For the restaurants and the hotels and the little grocery stores and the fishing places, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
The process, though, if you're doing statewide or entity type art, takes a lot longer. There's more permission slips, let's just put it that way, that need to be cleared through, and we found that slows us down. We like to make a decision and say, okay, how long is it going to take us to cross that street right over there? And we don't want to be slowed down. We're really
well, as I remember in talking with you the last time. You're not shy, number one. You have no problem with bugging the governor for things.
The poor man.
So you know how to get things done, which is great, as does Faye, And your
Certainly.
entire office, you're what, 7 people or
We're
something?
6.
You're 6 people.
Yes,
Only
six.
3
And
are
look how much
full-time,
you
yeah.
do. And still people don't understand. I know. Do you find people knocking on the door saying, I need a tour book for the area?
Once in a
or-
while
Yeah.
that does
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure they do.
Yes, but we have some of that collateral, but for the most part, that's really not us. Faye just completed
It's close.
Yes.
The Sears guide, yeah, and it sounds like we will be printing it. So
Yes, we
I'm
will be.
excited.
Yeah, our
That's
guide
good.
that we stopped printing during
In
COVID.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, it was, at the time, it was kind of a COVID gift because it takes up so much time to put something like that together. And there was a lot going on back then.
Oh, there was so much going on.
There was.
And you also didn't know what the outcome might be. So
Right.
how could
Exactly.
you finish a publication?
Right,
Yeah.
and to print and then have a lot left over.
Too much.
Like
Yeah.
if we
Waste of money.
couldn't,
Yeah.
distribute them because people weren't going anywhere. But I find that people still ask for a printed copy,
Exactly.
and we won't print as many, but I'm excited to be printing again.
Yes. And the consumer shows, the trade shows that we do, that's something that some people would take, that kind of thing. But during COVID, it was definitely a time where you were unsure of what was going to take place. We went old school in our marketing, and we're the only region in the state that didn't lose any money. The only one.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. By going old school.
Yes.
Well,
And how we marketed.
continued, yeah, we
We
continued marketing.
Just turned on the faucet and went for it.
Went more local, regional, drive market, saying,
Mhm.
We have lots of outdoor space. Please come.
So I remember you go to shows. Now,
Yes.
are they primarily East Coast, Northeast?
DC, New York, Chicago.
You go to Chicago.
And we're adding Philly. Yeah, Chicago, we just dipped our toe in that just to see how that was going to turn out. But during COVID, what we found was what would have been a third-tier market. People were coming here from Pittsburgh, which is what we would never have expected. So we decided, all right, we're gonna take a look at this, and we're gonna do some digital boards there. But we'll do it with Breeze Airways. They'll show the beaches, and the Breeze Airways is how you get there. Well, it's increased their revenue in a big way, and now
Breeze has increased where they fly.
Exactly. And we have seen that. We have Arrivalist, which is a geolocation company. So it tracks you through any app on your phone. So we can see where you came from, how many days you stayed. And even if you went to Newport
So
for
you're
the day.
spying on people.
It's absolutely creepy. Yes, that is exactly how this works. Yes.
So you would know if my family came from New Jersey and I didn't want them in my house, which I wouldn't, and they stayed in a hotel, a B&B, whatever, you would know exactly how many nights. Would you know where they ate, what restaurants they went to?
No, I don't track those. I
we
track
have certain points that we track, like we
Yes.
set certain
hotspots.
Would you know if
hotspots.
they went to certain beaches, if they went fishing?
Not that close. No, not that close, because we do it by town essentially.
Yeah.
So our hotspots, like the park when we cut the ribbon on the trolls, we
Yeah.
put a hotspot on the park so I could see how many people went to that park and where they were from. And then the other
It's
areas.
amazing we can do that now.
Yes.
That it's great.
Yeah. So I did the same thing for East Providence, for their troll, and for North Kingstown and Exeter, Arcadia.
Well, we're going to have to take a break right now. We will get back to the two big brothers who are watching you shortly. You are watching and listening to Man About Town, a production of 321 Media streaming service, a production of a very smart man who's one of the owners. And that very smart man is going to take us right now to some local commercials, because without them, none of us would be here. Stay tuned. And we are still on. Maybe he's not such a smart man.
Hi, I'm Chris Kozłowski, owner of Broadview Florist and Garden Center in Dunn's Corners. For over 40 years, our family-owned business has been your go-to destination for beautiful, custom-made floral arrangements. Whether it's a special event or just to brighten up your day, we create highest quality designs tailored just for you. Trust Broadview Florists to make every moment unforgettable. Visit us today or give us a call at 401-322-0390.
At the Ocean Community YMCA, community means showing up across 4 branches and 2 summer camps, all rooted in one shared mission. Every day we bring people together to grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. From fitness floors to youth programs, from lifelong friendships to unforgettable summer memories. No matter your age or stage of life, there's a place for you here to belong, to thrive, and to be supported. This is the place where everyone belongs. This is the Ocean Community YMCA.
Your home, your family, your legacy. They deserve the highest level of protection. At Lathrop Insurance, we design tailored programs for coastal homes, secondary properties, and high-value assets, giving you peace of mind no matter where life takes you. We're honored to protect families in Rhode Island with personalized care and expert guidance. Lathrop Insurance, protecting the life you've worked so hard to build.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
The largest reason we opened up Seaside Pharmacy was to help our community better than the big box stores. We get to know you better, fast and friendly service. So we'd love to have you come in and check out Seaside Pharmacy and see what we have to offer.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
She's there, she's everywhere, she's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
Yes.
And we are back again. And we had such a good time talking off the air. One of these days, you guys are invited. You come on in and listen to how we trash people sometimes. But we didn't trash anybody. Let's go to what we were just talking about, which was the video.
Yeah, we just premiered our new video for the season starring Ian Brownhill, and some of you might know him as, you know, an Instagram kind of personality, but he's also an actor, and he portrays the typical Rhode Islander, and he's really funny. He kind of gives Ben Affleck a run for his money.
How can they see the video?
The video is on our website. So if you go to southcountyri.com, you can see the video. It's also on the local channels. You might see it if you're watching any of your local networks. It's also on.
And he highlights everything that's South County, right?
Yeah, he does. And it's also running on Channel 5 in Boston, and
Good.
it's also running on streaming services. So if you're watching Hulu or Disney
We're a
Plus,
streaming service. We could get it if we don't have it already. I will speak with Ben.
okay,
But we
Yes.
certainly can
we can
pick
give
that
it
up.
to you. Yeah,
That would be great.
and it's really funny if you want to check it out. It tells you about how easy it is to come to South County, and it's a fun thing. We worked with Ian is a local. He was born and raised in Westerly, Rhode Island.
Then where did the accent come from?
Oh, he's an actor.
Oh, yes, the act. Yes.
He's a local. He can tailor the accent in any direction. And we had Tandem produce the video. They're also local boys, Dave Sarrazin and Charlie Turchetta. And Dave was our intern. He started off as our intern, and now he has his own company, and they do our videos, and they're fantastic to work with. And everything was shot locally here in South
I wish
Carolina.
I'd thought of this before today. We could have actually
Right.
played the video,
Yeah,
while you're here.
yeah.
Where does he go in this? I know I saw it, but I saw it months ago, and he was on a beach. I remember that.
Yeah.
What else? Where else is he?
We shot primarily in the Weekapaugin, but you
Oh.
don't know that that's where he is. But he's looking through a telescope. He kind of points South County out on the map, and then he talks about all the things you can do: hike, bike, fish. Like he pulls a lobster out of the water. He's running with his surfboard on the beach. He's drinking Adele's, talking about how we don't use straws if you're a local.
If you don't know what Adele's is, you will after you see this.
Yeah.
You will.
It's very Rhode Island and very wonderful, but I use a spoon. I'm worse.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Because I've only been here 39 years. So
Well, Faye's has put together, is it 4, Faye? 4 of Ian. He's doing seasons for us.
Right. So we're doing kind of a series of videos. So we're doing another one for next summer, and we're doing one for winter and one for fall. So
that's
that'll
great.
be-
So you're going to
yeah,
have it for the seasons.
Yep. Yeah. It'll
Excellent.
carry us through the year, and you'll keep seeing him on your TV.
That's terrific. You said Channel 5 in Boston. Is that CVB?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Yep.
Because we have people up there who are fans, so that's good to know.
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. So what else is in that brain of yours that keeps you awake at night?
Well, this time of the year, it's legislation that keeps me awake. Yeah.
Legislation equals money and permission, and
It's a lot of things. The most difficult one right now is we just did the House bill 7467 and on to the Senate bill 2814. This bill is to benefit the regions. So 33 years ago, Buddy Cianci, cathedral thinker, got to redo the city, took
he moved a river.
That's what he did. He took 5% of everyone's funds, of all of the regions outside of Providence, and diverted our funds to Providence. Well, 33 years is enough. And so we decided several years ago to work on this legislation. And but what we're doing is we're siloing those funds. So many people benefited during COVID from all those funds that came in federally through, grants. And so what we're doing is we're siloing those funds into commerce tourism, and then a committee will, cities and towns that give the 5% can go to them. Like our town manager here in Westerly will be able to go to them and say, I would like to redo this street in beautification, or I want some public art in there. And
that's what's behind the bill with the number?
Exactly. That's
Okay.
what's behind it. And so it's to benefit everybody because the funds have run out from the COVID dollars. This will recharge every single year. And currently this year, I anticipate 1.1 million in that fund.
Now, when you say the funds have run out from the COVID dollars, you're talking about what we got federally,
Yes,
correct?
I am. Yes.
Okay, because I know for a long time, the governor was guarding that very,
Yes.
very judiciously and assiduously.
Yes. So it's, we're at the point where people won't be able to access funds like that any longer. But this gives all of those, everything outside of Providence, every town, gives them the opportunity to have access to funds for their projects. It could be a game changer. I think the best way to explain, when we built the first 2 trolls, we would have done the entire troll trail, but we couldn't because $253,000 over the last 4 years was going to Providence Warwick CVB. That's
Oh,
5% of our money.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's like, okay, if you have a dream and you see you have a vision and you want to move forward, you now have that opportunity. And we also assisted Providence, the PWCVB, in creating a Tourism Improvement District tax, otherwise known as a TID. So it's an additional tax added to a hotel stay. In the first year, it brought in over $2 million for their office. So they went from a 3.2 million budget to a 7.6. They certainly can forego everyone else's money at this point in time. And so that's what my focus is. I'm not going to sleep until June at this point. I mean, every day,
She's not
I can't even,
sleeping,
yeah. So that's what gets me going.
Does she text you in the middle of the night, Faye?
Sometimes. I'm asleep. I sleep.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm grateful for my lobbyist. I'm grateful for the other regions that have jumped in on this with me. And but we're in it.
Why wouldn't they jump in with you if it can benefit their region?
Well, you would
Why
think
would they
so.
not?
You would think so.
You would think so.
Or
But
does it all get political?
It gets political.
It does get political.
All right, without getting terribly political, but I am for a moment. If our current governor does not make it through the primary if he makes it through the primary, the general election, and we have a new governor, do you kind of have to start all over again, romancing the stone?
Well, people that are running for that position now are asking for meetings. So, we will meet and we'll have discussions like this and we'll talk about what it is.
On both sides of the aisle.
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely. I had a meeting yesterday with a Senate president and there were mayors there and, it was a pretty good crowd and it had everything to do with this bill because
I'm sure
people are believers
here.
People are believers. And how are we going to be a cathedral thinker like Buddy Cianci and understand that there is funds here that we can move forward together on these projects. I mean, you do projects like this, you get legislation moved over, and when I'm long gone, somebody else is going to be picking up where I left off and doing that great work. And this is where Rhode Island really needs to be.
So if Faye picks up where you left off, she doesn't ever sleep again.
That's pretty much it.
That's why I sleep now.
I know. Yeah, I know. I was going to say you were starting to get very pale there for a minute.
Yeah. But she knows how to fight the good fight. And this is what it is. And so much of this state is so very political. And everybody's related.
And I'm so tired of hearing people say, well, we're down here in South County and nobody knows we're here or cares about us. Well, with that attitude, you wouldn't have trolls. You wouldn't have the money you have. You wouldn't have the stuff you're able to do.
Oh, we've been discovered. Okay. We don't do things quietly in our office. So we have a voice. And there are times that I speak to the governor and I'll just say, I'm going to agree to disagree with you. And
I'm sure he's fine with that.
And he totally is. He's an absolute gentleman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But I believe that he understands growth and what we really need to be doing.
Because he came from being a businessman.
That's right. Exactly.
And when you come from that world, you protect that. He's always been for small business.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of what you do for small business.
Yeah. We are. Our focus is on the growth. Absolutely. From every angle.
So how in the world, and I can ask you this because like you said, you're not a quiet office and you're not shy and you're not either.
No.
How do you fight politics in this state? Because this is a tough little state.
It is.
It is.
I had to hire a lobbyist right away.
And you said everybody knows everybody. That's part of the problem. It helps, but it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, I know nothing about, I've heard the term lobbyist my whole adult life.
Yes.
Would you go out and you hire a lobbyist like you would hire a landscaper or a caterer?
You do your homework and you find out,
who's got a big mouth and work.
What's their focus? Really, where is their focus? Because once you realize what their focus is, then you understand who their people are. And we hired Joan Milas. She's from the whole Providence area, but
You got her from the Providence area.
Pawtucket, but she
Smart.
lives, over
Yeah.
in that area north. And so for her, she's had her whole life has been here until, coming and going, but her whole work life, most of her work life has been in this role. So she has those relationships and understands what the value is of where
Of
we're
the
going.
relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think I hired her 9 years ago. And I've been here 10 years. I believe I hired her
And
9 years.
apparently she's done a good job because you're still here, she's still here.
Oh, yes.
And you're still here.
Yes. Yeah. She's helped us in so many ways. We've had other legislation go through that was in our favor. And obviously, when you look at these things, you have to say to yourself, is that too left of center? Or does that make sense? And you move in that direction of what makes the most sense, and is it for the greater good of everybody?
Right.
That's really how we look at it in our
That's
office.
the key. Like, we're not out just for us. This is for the better good of all the regions, not just one.
Especially this bill.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you hired a lobbyist, obviously other parts of the state have done the same
Yes. Oh,
with
yes.
their initiatives. So there's got to be a lot of push and pull up there, and a lot of
There
those
is.
representatives and senators must be constantly having their ears bent and everything else.
They do.
They
And
do.
this time of the year is the worst.
Yeah.
And it's not going to slow down until like June 1.
Now, why is that?
Um,
Why is this the worst? Because we're coming out of winter and we're on the precipice of the summer onslaught, or what?
So what you normally do is you put your bills out, get your bills numbered in January, and then you're talking to everybody that you want involved in it. You're getting letters to support your bills, and then you're waiting for your House Finance first hearing, and then move to Senate. Like our Senate hearing should be next week. I
Do you
believe.
go to all these hearings, or do you
I speak
send-
at them. Yes,
Oh.
yes. You give testimony.
Mhm.
And then you get others to come in and give testimony as well. And from different areas of tourism. Our town managers have all done it, give letters. Town councils do multiple things for us as well. Our businesses, Ocean House is supporting us, and so many are supporting us all the way through all our entire regions. And
Do
so
you bring any of those people with you when you speak?
some do come to, yes, some do.
Good.
Yeah. Nobody needs to be there all night long,
No.
but it's nice to have, there's always two of us that speak, 2 or to 3 of us that speak, and then extras that we add on. You don't want to be there all night,
No.
so.
Well, after
we
you
just-
speak, is there a question and answer? Do
Yes.
the representatives and senators get to ask you questions?
They do. They ask questions. Sometimes you get a little challenged,
Yeah,
by
but
their
you do
questions.
your homework. I'm sure.
I've been doing this.
You're ready for them.
Yeah.
We are ready for them. Yes, of course. And I really honestly can't see how this could not go through. But I've watched other things not come to fruition that should have been. And it all had to do with politics
Right.
Yeah.
and those relationships of, oh gosh, that's my neighbor. I can't go against them.
Yep.
That's the kind of thing that goes on. And you think to yourself, these are my state reps. Why are they not
Fighting.
fighting
Right.
for us?
Right.
Exactly.
The
Mhm.
people they're representing.
Exactly.
And the timing, that all has to do with the budget, the state
Yes,
budget.
yes, that's why.
And the fact that we are such a small state, too, has a lot to do with it, because truly, I mean, when I came here, I learned very quickly that everybody knew everybody and or was related to to everybody.
Right.
And I remember being told, be careful who you talk to, because chances are who you're talking to is related to the person you're talking about.
right.
And that has proven true.
Mhm.
And everybody does know it's that old, I have a guy.
Yeah,
I know
I got a guy.
somebody.
I believe that when you're doing this kind of work, legislative work, that it's important to stick with the facts. don't add in any opinions of whatever. Stick with the facts, because numbers don't lie.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I stick with.
Have you actually used those words in your speeches when you get up before that body? Because they're very powerful words. Very simple.
Yes.
Very simple. Makes a lot
Yes.
of sense. A
Yeah,
lot. Of
we did a
sense.
legislative luncheon, and in my speech, I talked about that. I talked about the reasons why we need to do what we're doing, and the facts. I spoke about the facts, and you pull someone's 990 and you look at it and you say, they spend $400,000 in direct marketing, but South County spends $932,000 last year in direct marketing. You know,
Interesting.
salary ratios to revenue, another red flag. There's a lot of things
Staff
like that.
size.
Staff size,
I mean,
yeah, what they spend in rent.
Right.
Like you look at these things and you say, okay, 3.2 million to 7.6, I'd say they're in the clear. They're doing fine.
And it's got to be pretty hard to cry foul.
You
too.
can't, no,
You can't.
you can't.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Because then you're not a player. So
Oh.
you're really walking a balance
You are.
there.
You
I don't
are.
know if any of you are Libras, but
No.
that's what it is. I mean, it's those
Yes.
scales of justice,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
that's scary. That can be really scary.
Well, if you do everything right within your own office, then there's nothing that's going to come back on you.
Right.
And that's we stick to our accounting practices. We stick to our marketing, and we've had great success. It's undeniable.
But
So
you
we're
also do, and when I end my show every week at 5:00, I always tell people, be good to each other, take care, have a good week, and make sure you take chances, because if you don't take chances, you don't find opportunity. And
That
you
is very
take
true.
chances, and you sure did during COVID. You were and you said we were the only ones that did well because of it.
Yes, yeah, we were, and it's kind of funny because we've had so many people say to us, "My God, you just went about it the right way." We also have been acknowledged.
They're not used to that
Yeah.
in Rhode Island.
We've been
right?
acknowledged on an international scale and domestic in the work that we're doing. I was at a conference in Dallas, and I had no idea. Thing I know, they're talking about South County tourism, and they're showing the pictures of the trolls. They're showing Atlantis Rising, and
you
I
didn't know
had
it was
no
coming.
idea it was going to happen.
Were you
no
sitting
idea.
there going,
I was kind of mind blown, to be quite honest.
yeah.
And it was funny because I went up to the gentleman who was the speaker afterwards and introduced myself. And he said, "Louise, we met 2 years ago." And I was just like, I had forgotten. And here the man is, using us
you
as
were
an
a little
example.
gobsmacked at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, wow. But it means that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing ultimately.
Yeah.
We're being acknowledged in places that this one was in England, in London, and I had no idea. And there was 3,000 people in the audience, and somebody from Commerce came back from it and said, "I got to tell you what just happened." And it was just wonderful.
That's great.
Mhm.
That is great. You flew home without the plane.
Jeez, right?
We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I wanted to just touch on, because you said it right at the very beginning when I was completely messing up Panazopoulos. Now it just rolls off my tongue. But you said we completely get our money from the hotels, et cetera, et cetera. I'd like you to just go into that for a minute. I don't think people realize, and they should, because when they come here or come anywhere, you've got your hotel bill, and then there are all those little taxes that are on there.
Right.
And to know where it's going,
Yes.
I think is very worthwhile.
Yes. One segment of that, it was last year 13%. And then you take 5% of that 13, and then that 5% gets divided amongst the town and the state, Commerce.
So it sounds like you're left with nothing, but it all adds up, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
We've turned into a luxury market, so it's really undeniable where we are. And so for us, we have, I think my budget when I first got here was only 1.1 million. We're now at 3. So
Ooh.
We've grown.
we've grown
You
in,
sure
in
have.
6 years'
Tripled.
time.
Tripled.
In 6
Yeah.
years' time. Yes.
That
And that
really-
was COVID.
Right.
That was what we did to really, and we were kind of building, doing this crescendo
We were,
at the
yeah.
time. But I think COVID gave us more strength.
It did.
It's like
we were,
you know, we're just going to risk it.
we actually did the right thing by continuing to market ourselves during COVID, and people came, and
Yes.
it ended up being a good thing for us, for our region.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I'm thinking of, and I'll give them a shout out, a business in your area, Charahoe Furniture.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
During COVID, Ed Smith and his daughter went every single day to that place. They unlocked the
Mhm.
doors, and when there was no one around, they painted the walls, they did things.
Yes.
And their revenue went up during
Yeah.
that period. People were buying online or coming in wearing a
Yeah.
mask or
Yeah.
calling for an appointment.
Yes.
And they did great because they took a chance.
Right. And that's Louise went into the office every day. The rest of us worked remotely. But she was there every day, like going in every day as usual. I was driving around from business to business.
You could have been sleeping. See?
No, it was-
sleeping, doing
was-
like little videos and trying to,
Exactly.
promote our businesses that
Yeah.
way. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time.
And when you think so many people, the rest of the world, they were in their pajamas ordering from Amazon, letting it all go.
right, right.
Really.
It's
Right.
true. We were really busy.
Yeah.
Louise and Faye, you are really, I mean, you're just forces of nature. So is South County Tourism. And for those of you who are going to come to Rhode Island this summer, or you're here, if you need materials, go to the Ocean Community Chamber right on the Post Road. They will help you. They'll find you a lobster roll. They'll find you a room. They'll do that. But if you want to really see what's been done, get to Ninigret Park and tune into some of the. They can hear the Senate meetings, can't they? Isn't there on one
Yes,
of the?
they're videotaped.
I thought
Yeah,
so. They're on
and
the cable
you
channel,
can
so people
watch
can.
them.
They
Yes.
can watch the big mouth at work.
Exactly.
Thank you both again.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Upcoming is going to be Wood River Health, because this is Mental Health Month, the month of May, and mental health is no longer, or should no longer be, a stigma. And when we come back, we will be meeting the people from Wood River Health. We are Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media. We are happily sponsored by those at Valenti Subaru at Dunn's Corners, and we will be back shortly, so stay with us.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly, or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
Hi, I'm Sean with Easy Does It Moving and More. Whether it's local or long distance, we've got you covered. We even help with unpacking and secure storage when you need it.
From start to finish, Easy Does It Moving and More makes sure that all of your belongings get there safely. Make your move easy and call 401-545-6078 today.
Easy Does It Moving and More, because moving shouldn't be stressful, it should be easy.
I'm Gretchen Miller. I'm the owner of Martin House Books in Westerly, Rhode Island. We have 2 floors. The top floor is all adults. The bottom floor is children's. We have the cafe here too. That's a separate business, Cafe 1888. Come down to Martin House Books, enjoy a great coffee, and pick out another great read.
I'm Ryan Collins. I'm the clinic director in specialized orthopedic physical therapy. Every time you come in, you work one-on-one with the physical therapist. Personalized one-on-one care with that person. Working with Wood River is very beneficial because we have great relationships with all the doctors. Do not hesitate to give us a call, come in for an evaluation, or talk to your doctor and they can refer you to physical therapy.
Wood River Health provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's a man about town and she knows what's going down.
Aren't you amazed? We're back. Welcome and welcome in. If you weren't with us for our first hour, welcome to Man About Town. We are a production of 321 Media. We are very happily sponsored by Valenti Subaru of Dunn's Corner. They still have some 2025s. So if you're looking for a really good deal, go over there and beat them up a little bit. You don't have to, though. They've got a wonderful, wonderful staff. They've got all kinds of cars, and they have new, they have gently used, they have hybrid, and they talk common sense. They're good people. They're your friends and your neighbors. They live and work here. And speaking of living and work here, first, I will wish you all happy anniversary. We have the people from Wood River Health, 50 years.
50 years.
Yes. 50 years. It's wonderful. We will be having Wood River Health on every month from now until they tell me we can't do it anymore. But we will be doing that. And that's something that Allison Croak and Sarah Channing don't know yet. But that's part of what I'll be speaking with them about next week. But I've always been annoyed when I hear that different months are different things. Like it's July, it's ice cream month. Well, that means you can't eat it the other 11 months of the year, or it's this day, or it's this week. And I've been hearing for a long time now that May is Mental Health Month. So we have with us Christine King, and you are, I'm going to butcher this, you are head of behavioral health for Wood River?
I'm the director of integrated care.
I always blow that. I always do.
It includes behavioral health.
It does say, though, on one of the websites I looked at, because I looked at that very quickly, behavioral health.
And that's what we're going to do.
So what's integrated health? Then we'll get to your buddies here.
Get to my buddies. Great. So integrated health is kind of how we practice at Wood River, where we look at a total person from all lanes of health. So they're social, emotional, social determinants of health needs, their physical, all things. And
so if someone goes to get dental care at Wood River and they start telling the dental hygienist, I'm really, really stressed. It's not just you, it's everything. My life's a mess. They are offered an opportunity, and that's where the integration comes
and the
in.
dental hygienist might say something like, oh, we have someone on our team who can help support you with things like that. Would you like me to see if they can come meet you right now? and then they message us.
In that
and one of
wonderful
us
building, because
comes.
it's all
Yes.
under one roof.
Yeah. So
And
we-
for those who don't know Wood River Health, their headquarters is in Hope Valley, but they're also right here in Westerly.
Yes.
And so that is where integration comes in.
Yes.
We'll get back to you.
Okay, great.
Next to Christine is Alex Johnson, who in a little bit is going to tell us a very heartfelt and common sense and down-to-earth story that I heard when you came to the Westerly Rotary Club. You touched a lot of people, and you brought the problems down to it's not a stigma. You brought things down to, hey, Miss, Mr., Mrs., whomever, it can happen to you. Probably has happened in your family. So we'll get back to you. And then we have Sharon McGinnis, who just smiles. She comes and smiles. You work with Wood River, or you are a client?
No, I work at Wood River Health on the behavioral health team. I'm the community psychiatric support treatment specialist.
Okay. Explain what that great title is. I mean, I know what all the words are. Do you have the booth that says 5 cents, please, or is that
No,
Christine's?
I have the booth that says, would you like a coffee or a beverage? Because I have that for you.
Oh,
that's what I have.
How come I go there? I've never met you before.
I'm not sure, but we'll meet soon, I'm sure, in the halls.
Free coffee, huh?
Right.
Okay.
So I'm a coffeeholic. So one of the things that I have is a lot of knowledge about a lot of resources in the state, and that comes from both personal experience, lived experience, but also the places that I've worked at. So if someone is struggling, whether it be with mental health or substance use, there's probably a resource I'm aware of to connect them with. And not only Rhode Island, but in southeastern Mass as well.
I think when people have behavioral problems or substance abuse problems, they very often get talked at.
Right.
They're not talked to. Right. And when you can say, you know, I have had experience, the few sentences you just said, I know places, I know people, I can help, I know what you're going through. I know Alex can speak to that as well. And certainly you too. Mm-hmm. The fact that it's the 50th year, what is being done any different as far as your department? Is it being expanded, the services? What would you want people to know?
About it being, well, I would want people to know about the great work of Wood River, and that integrated care is really important, and it's important for the patients and the community. It's really important for our community because Wood River is really involved in the community. Our patients live and work in the community, so the healthier each of us individuals are, the healthier our communities are. So supporting Wood River, supporting integrated care, supporting each other, our neighbors, makes for a healthier community. Our Sharon and Alex, our peer support specialists, are really involved in the community, as is Wood River. You know, we're present at a lot of things. We always want to grow and expand, and certainly want to grow our reach of behavioral health.
Are you finding it's becoming less of a stigma? I mean, I'm just thinking about when I was growing up, if people had people in their families that had any kind of behavioral problems or developmental problems, it wasn't talked about. They were kind of put away. If they were very serious, they were put away. Yeah, a lot of people institutionalized that didn't need to be. Other people, you know, you'd go to family reunions or Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, and they'd say, well, you know, that's Joe. We don't talk about him. Yeah. And now, I won't say there's no stigma. There's still a stigma, I think, but there's less of one, is there not?
Much less compared to what you're, you know, the
I mean,
days
is this,
of institutionalization.
was it Michelle Obama that started the it's okay to not be okay or not feel okay?
I should know that, where that started, that it's okay to not
I
be
think
okay.
it was.
Yeah, it may have been, which is
And that's when people said,
great
oh,
campaign. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think COVID, the pandemic,
Oh, yeah.
helped us chip away at some stigma because prior to COVID, we had mental health conditions, and
There's always been
right.
mental
And
health.
during COVID, everyone experienced some degree of isolation and disconnection from their community, and I think we all realized how important connection and community, and we're social beings. We're wired to be connected to others, and so that was an impact on people's mental health. And then not having access to the things people did that helped support their mental health. So COVID really shined a light on our mental health and wellness.
Mental health used to be that dark term, dark, dirty term. Now, it's interesting that today, this morning, I got an email from my health insurance company, which is United Health. And they had a thing, May is mental health month. And then it said, things you can do.
Great.
And they were all just common it wasn't like go to a hospital or, and it was exercise, eat well. Number one was to fight isolationism. Don't be lonely. Don't, get out there, do things, take a walk, call a friend, have someone that you talk to every day, get a puppy. They actually had that, which forces you to get out and take a walk, and I think they had 7 things on there. I didn't want to write them down because I'm not here to put words in your mouths, but what hit me was none of them seemed technical, medical, or stigma ridden. It was all just live your life the way you want to and relax.
Yeah. I think mental health and wellness is on a continuum, like everything. And sometimes you need the hospital. Sometimes you need some fresh air or a good night's sleep, or you need to.
Yeah, sleep was definitely in there.
Yeah. So, there's a continuum of things that we need to do to address our mental health. Sometimes we have social factors that influence it. Sometimes we have biological factors. There's so many things. I think sometimes we talk about it almost being like a soup, that you can have some things, some positive things, and then you may have some things that you need help and support on, or something you can't control. And I think that's an important piece of integrated care, is all of us who are supporting integrated care are looking at all those pieces. So if you are saying, I really don't feel well, like which of the pieces are physical? Which of the pieces might be your social surrounding? Which of the pieces might be something?
And that probably changes too.
Yeah, it changes over people's lives. It changes seasonally. It can change based on what someone has happening in their family system, their neighborhood system, their work system, that all those things impact it.
Here's a question, Alex and Sharon, and it's not going to sound good when I ask it, but I don't mean it that way. Do you dress like this every day, or do you, and here's the part where I will redeem myself, or do you have to wear a white coat or any kind of a uniform? Do you talk to the people that you're supporting dressed like they are?
I mean, some days we'll come in with like a nice, hooded sweatshirt on. Usually I wear like a nice button down, slacks.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean that you.
No white coat. No white coat.
No white coat. No uniform.
No scrubs. We're not in scrubs.
No scrubs or any of that. Yeah. And actually doctors don't do that much anymore like that either, because I think that used to frighten people too. I don't feel well. I have a problem. I'm stressed. And here comes this person in the white coat with the nameplates and the stuff. You look like they look, which has to help.
Regular people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Our goal is to be accessible and open, and for people to feel like there's no wrong door to get connected to whatever kind of support you may need. So whether you connect with me, but really
You don't
to Alex
scold
would be
them.
best.
You don't say, that's a really bad behavior. Don't stay in the house by yourself. You don't do it that way.
No,
Good.
we like to invite people to do something that may help them with their goals. And generally, each of us, we're our own experts. So if things aren't functioning really well, it's helpful to talk to someone to say, like, when you felt good, like, what was working? What was around, what were the things that helped you or supported you? Or when you were feeling in a different space, what were the things that were healthy and supportive to you? And that helps people, kind of remember their own strengths and supports. Sometimes we forget them or aren't connected
I'm looking
to them.
at this pen that you brought that says "Stop the Stigma."
Yeah.
And I hadn't looked at it before. They were kind to bring, and that's good because the pens walk out of here. But this is, I don't know if our camera will pick it up. It's kind of small, but and it is a stigma. But things are being done. And you said a few sentences ago, there are things we do and we try to talk with them. And that brings me to a great transition for you to talk about what you do every third Tuesday, is it?
Third Tuesday, yes.
Every third Tuesday, right over just down the street at the Granite Theater.
Yes, down the street.
And I have been and explained to people because it's a great way to get a free meal.
It is. It's a
And
fabulous
delicious meal.
Yes.
And to free yourself too, because what's great about it is that's when everybody sits around dressed any way they want, coming from every walk of life, every age group, and they're just either speaking or not speaking, listening. So why don't you explain?
Thank you. So that program is called Can We Talk? And it's a community-based program where it's modeled after a program that started in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. So we follow the same program details, and I think it's in about 15 different places now. We have a couple of the programs in Rhode Island. We meet at the Granite Theater, and the three of us are there. Everyone is invited.
Because you like the free meal, right?
I love the meal.
Bogues Alley provides us with a fantastic dinner. And the idea is that people come together in community, and that by coming in a space that we have some guidelines that make it a safe space.
It is safe because you don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
No. Right.
You can have dinner or not. You can listen or not. And if you choose to get up and walk out, if you need to, you can do that.
So it's self-identified. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to give your name, address, no insurance, nothing. It is clinically supported. So if someone needs some mental health support or needs resources.
And it is free. We should say
free,
that.
Yes. Yep. It's free. People can just come anytime to that third Tuesday at the Granite at 5:30.
Which we're coming up to next
We're
Tuesday.
coming up next Tuesday, yeah.
And what time, Christine?
5:30. There is, so we start with a shared meal, and we serve the meal and people sit, enjoy dinner together. We have some artistic sharing, which is really beautiful, and it's usually artists from the Granite, which is really awesome. And then we kind of transition to the space where people are invited to get up and share about whatever is going on with them. Usually we ask people to share 3 to 5 minutes, and that's specifically intentional to be a shorter time so that people choose a piece of their story they'd like to share. It helps people think about what's important to share, what piece of their story. There's not that sort of opening of a really traumatic experience where you bring it all out and then don't feel like you can ground yourself. And we do intentional things to help people feel grounded and supported in the room. We don't offer advice. No one says, hey, that happened to me too. You should try blah, blah, blah. everything that people share is honored with silence and support. And
So you don't ask for any interaction, do you?
no, and it's you self-select to speak, and people come and say, "I would never get up and say anything," right? And they do. Yeah, it's a comfortable, safe space, and the idea of bringing people together in this way is that people generally our traumatic things we've gone through, or the stress we have, or the things that are problematic in our lives, they don't happen in an individual vacuum. They're happening in a system, in a community, in a family. So bringing together a community of people gives us all the opportunity to do some healing in community, and for each of us to have the space and the practice to help that experience along for each other. So, and then that, that's the ripple effect, right? We come together with people we may not know, and we all feel the sense of how you can offer support to other people just with our presence. Just with our presence, without saying.
I saw that happen, I don't know, I guess about a month and a half ago, when you came to the Westerly Rotary meeting, and I heard Alex tell his story, and people still talk about that, Alex. And the thing that they're saying is they don't even talk about the experience. They talk about the fact that you shared it with other people, that you opened yourself enough to do it, and that so many people would never do that, and how much that would help. So I'm going to ask you to do it now. It's not a rehearsed thing. It's this man's life, and I give you much credit for doing it, but also you're breaking down the stigma, and if you reach even one person,
that's what
it's great. So I'm glad you're here, and
glad to be here.
Take it away.
All right.
You've got till 5 o'clock.
No, I gotta leave. Sharon's very important too, so I gotta leave room for her. But my journey started at a very young age. Probably want to say about maybe 5 years old. I was sheltered growing up. I had great parents, good family. Then I would meet at 5 years old. I'd meet my best friend, who was Narragansett Indian, his brothers, his father, great people. But I would start to see the struggle at a young age. And at that point in time, being in school, I'm a Richmond, West Kingston native, so I grew up in this area. That's when I started having issues in school with like attachment issues, anxiety, panicking. So I think the mental health aspect of my life started before the substance use would kick in. At a young age,
I want to interrupt just for a second.
Yeah.
When you started having issues in school and the panic attacks, did you ask for help? Was there anyone to talk to, or were you ashamed, embarrassed, afraid?
It wasn't that. I would be in class, even like first grade, second grade, and I didn't want to be there. I'd want to be home with mom and family,
and that's
she would
probably normal for a lot of 6-year-olds.
Probably a lot of young kids, and I would even struggle with that in like some, sports and stuff at a young age. My mother would get these phone calls, and I'd either be saying I was sick when I wasn't, or I was just struggling because it was an attachment issue. So I think my start with mental health, with panic attacks, anxiety, I was a very shy kid at a young age. I was extremely shy, right? Now, at 5, 6 years old, I start getting exposed to different things. They start to open my horizon. So now I'm going from this shy kid. Fast forward 9 years old, I get put in Catholic school because I was struggling school-wise too. I wasn't really paying attention. I had one teacher, she's like, I don't know what he's doing, but he looks out the window. He cares about everything else except what's happening in here. And there was like a little bit of power struggle between my mother and some of the teachers. And my mother said, that's it. I'm putting him in Catholic school. And I went to Catholic school, and for the most part, I excelled. But that's where some of my journey would really start, right? So now I'm coming into this Catholic school in Coventry with kids that, some of them come from rich families, some of them come from X, Y, and Z. And I'm already bringing this wrath of I'm already at a young age starting to get exposed to a different style of life, right? I'm seeing the struggle of the Narragansett tribe at a young age because I'm around my best friend, who's more like a brother, but I'm around all his cousins, his brothers. I'm seeing, 9 years old, 10 years old, I'm already around people smoking marijuana and drinking. So now I'm in this, I'm seeing those things, but now I'm going to a Catholic school, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, there comes the
yin
toe in the
and
line
yang,
at such a young age. And I remember preteen is when I started to struggle with acne, right? So I was put on something called Accutane years ago, which is a very, very strong med. It can give you SI, suicidal ideation, HI, homicidal ideation, depression. It could, so here I am. Yes, here I am at this.
So it's not a topical, it's something you take.
It's a pill, yeah.
I didn't realize that, okay.
And it's got a lot of bad side effects. So here I am now at, say, 12 years old. I'm already putting this in my body because I need to, because it was the only thing that would dry my skin out, right? So now I'm dealing with the kids making fun of me because of the acne. I'm coming from an environment where I have great parents, but I'm exposed to toughness at a young age. So I'm starting to adapt and want to be around that. And then fast forward 13 years old, 7th going into 8th grade is when I would start my what would be a 23-year long battle on and off of opiate use. I had
23 years it was?
On and off. And a friend had taken his father had gotten a back surgery, and he kind of had the idea, and I kind of convinced him, and he would steal his dad's Vicodin, bring him into school. And that's when that's when the fire was lit at around 13 years old.
And that's a tough age anyway, is it not, Christy? I mean, for any kids.
Yeah.
Because you got all those hormones raging, and it's very tough.
Things on and off, and then so now you're on a med, and now you're putting something else in your body.
Yeah.
And I was already messing around with alcohol at that age, right? Probably 10, 11 years old, I started drinking.
Wow. So you really didn't have a chance
with that stuff.
Yeah.
No. And it would progress and progress and progress throughout my life, right? I would graduate from that Catholic school, which is funny because I would go to high school, and the stuff I was doing in sophomore year I'd already done in 8th grade, because Catholic schools tend to be a little more ahead.
Yeah.
And they're it's more one-on-one learning. Like, they're making sure that you're getting the education that you need to get, right? So I think when 9th grade, 10th grade came, I kind of felt lackadaisy because I don't really need to pay attention that much. I already did this or whatever. Where else can my mind go, right? And now I say music was my saving grace, because I really think if it wasn't for music, being in a band in school with my friends, being in a school band, I don't even know what life would have really looked like. I mean, I probably would have dove into things even worse. So, right. So I always say music was my saving grace. But it was 9th, 10th grade. I would meet one of my closest friends to this day. We'd have like a little band in high school. And then that's when I would be around other things. So he would get sent to training school, and then Ocean Tides. And I would be left to look after someone who was would become like my kid brother for the next close to 20 something years. And as that stuff's going on, now I already had the background I had, and now I'm getting exposed to more and more and more. So I want to say probably around 15, 16, I'm doing opiates on the regular when I can get them, smoking weed all the time, drinking truancy. All my friends
your
were
parents weren't able to tell?
My parents knew what was going on, but you got to remember, I'm 14 years old, in and out of counseling at a young age. My parents were trying to do everything they could, but I was going to do what I was going to do, right? And then, like I said, that would fast forward truancy, and then what ended up being family drug court, because I got arrested in high school. So I was in, I think it was 9th, 10th grade, and I had wound up being in the courts for a year because they would call me back. I would have to do a urine screen, and they would, all right, we got a dirty urine. You got to do it again. All right, now we're tacking on more probation. So here I am at 14, training school over my head. All my friends are in trouble. I'm in trouble. But it was an escape. using, drinking, drugging
Yeah.
was a way for me to feel numb. It's a way and you'll hear other people that struggle with
That
addiction.
word I've heard so many times.
It's a way for people to also fit in and feel accepted.
I'm going to have to interrupt because we need to take a break. So like any good TV program that you're watching, you will come back because this is the real thing. And this is what Wood River Health does. And it's fight the stigma and get the help at Wood River, which I'm so happy that you're here. And May is only one of 12 mental health months. I don't know if it's the media that does it or what, but mental health is every month. So please stay with us, come back. We will be right back to Man About Town at 321 Media.
I'm Dale Sold, the owner of Shoreline Painting and Cabinet Refinishing. My vision for the company has always been to elevate paint contracting. When you call, you get a live person. Typically, we have estimates out the same day. We have really good communication with our customers daily. We make sure you're completely happy before we leave the project. We service residential and commercial customers. The commercial work we do is typically more community-oriented. We just completed a expansion of our shop. We added 3 more spray booths to allow us to increase capacity. You can find us at 77 Stillman Ave in Pawcatuck. You can find us on our website at shorelinepaintingri.com, or you can call the office 401-834-1684 to book an estimate.
I'm Josh Sherman, owner of Breachway Building Company. We specialize in kitchens, bathrooms, interior renovations of all kinds. Please feel free to give me a call to help you out with your next project. Breachway Building Company. We are building your dreams one wall at a time.
Hi, I'm AJ Truck.
And I'm Jeff Swiderski with AnnieMac Home Mortgage's Momentum Group, your trusted partner in the home buying process.
At AnnieMac, we can strengthen your offer with our innovative program, Cash to Keys, giving you a competitive edge by allowing you to make a cash offer on your new home.
Together, we've helped over 1,000 families move into their dream homes, and we'd love to do the same for you.
Give us a call today at 401-486-0853 to get started.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners. And this weekend, the new iPhone is here, and we have them all in stock. Come get the brand new orange iPhone 17 Pro or the brand new razor-thin iPhone Air. The best part is trading your old iPhone and get up to $1,100 off. I mean, you get the brand new iPhone for free. But this weekend, you can get the brand new iPad and Series 11 Apple Watch for free. It's all happening down here at the Wireless Zone at 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners. Don't delay. Stop in today.
We are back, and hopefully you are back with us as well, because this is very enlightening and it should make you feel good. It makes me feel good to talk about the integrated care at Wood River Health. And I want to go right back to Alex Johnson and his story, because it's real. This is not something he wrote that's rehearsed, that he goes around the state talking about. This is somebody opening up because maybe it'll help someone like it helped him. So Alex?
All right. So yeah, I was in high school, now 10th, 11th grade. I was doing what I had to do to catch up for, screwing off. And I would go on to graduate, which was a great thing. Meanwhile, that friend I had talked about, he had gone from training school to Ocean Tides, Christian Brothers, to the ACI.
We have people all over the world that are watching this. Training school is like, it's like pre-jail for younger people.
Yeah. So that would happen.
Get you scared straight, maybe.
Right. That's funny you say that. And I would go on, I would finish court I got the completion, so I didn't end up in any more trouble. I was able to get through. And like I said, I would go on, graduate high school by the skin of my teeth, but I did it. I had a, from age 14 to 21, I did hold like the same job at a hardware store.
Good for you.
And because of my family and some of my family connections, my family was heavily involved with the Carpenters Union, Local 94 at the time. It's Local 330 now. So at 21 years old, my cousin Tom, who was, God rest his soul, called me down to the Union Hall, had me take the tests, and then there I was, 21 years old, getting in the Carpenters Union. And, little did I know, but I kind of had an idea, but I was going to be around a lot more people that were struggling with addiction, criminal thinking. So for me, it was a playground because now I'm around when I'm comfortable. I've already been exposed to things, and now I'm in situations where I'm doing things I probably shouldn't be doing. And it was just from there on, I think it was from that moment on, that's when things really got kind of crazy at different points in my life. Most of my friends were either construction workers, commercial fishermen, or they were involved with things that weren't good. So here I am, I'm already exposed to all that. 17, 18 years old, I'm either stealing my parents' cars or I'm driving, I'm out in the city at 3, 4 in the morning around characters. I'll just leave it like that. So at a young age, seeing all that stuff, you really toe the line and you really start to struggle with what's right, what's wrong, because, you got brought up in a great upbringing.
And you're surrounded by people that are doing things that are not so good.
Because they're your friends, and that's like your other family, and you look up to them too. So it's like, I always found myself.
And there's peer pressure too, right? You want to be liked.
Yeah, peer pressure. And I think, and we'll fast forward, but everything I'm doing now, I think that's, even back then, I was a good middleman, right? So I was able to, through life, kind of carry that through and now turn it into a professional development. But that was a lot of my life, using and abusing. I don't know how many times I was in and out of hospitals, from either an overdose or a near overdose or mental health. I spent a lot of my life in and out of hospitals. But that would go on. I left the union. I worked residential for a while, actually with my best friend I grew up with. And then I went to General Dynamics in 2014. So I had my union carpenter background. I went to EB as a stage builder, and I was there for almost a decade. And that's when I would meet my future wife, buy the house. I would be struggling on and off, but I was able to do X, Y, and Z, and buy a home and do the things that everyone's supposed to do, right? But when you don't address certain things in your life, in your past, you don't get help for them, they tend to sneak up on you. Just like karma. You do the wrong thing, even when no one's watching, it's going to come back. And these are all life lessons that I had to learn, hands-on, unfortunately. But yeah, I would buy the house, I'd get married. What I thought was a good relationship was more of a codependent relationship. I would bring a lot of my traumas. I had a childhood, like my first love till I was 18, on and off. She overdosed in 2015. So that's why I think my marriage never really had the chance that it needed, because we're getting ready to go on a cruise with my family, and like 3 days later, I'm at work on night shift, and my friend starts preaching sobriety to me, and then I go home that night. So my mother running out of the house crying, saying we lost her today. My mother was at the house when they were taking her body out.
Wow.
So I was 25. I was a month older than her, right? We were exactly a month apart. So that was shock, right? And carrying that on, I became an absent husband. And around that time, I had lost my cousin Raymond, who I was super, super close to, from alcohol and a sleeping pill. He just never woke up. Fast forward, near the end of my career at Electric Boat, I ended up in a situation where I was, my cousin that I was super, super close with, I ended up in a spot where I was caring for him at the end of his life. He had a lot of restaurants throughout Rhode Island, and he was a notorious figure. I'll leave it at that. But the bond was like something out of a movie, like it was 1 in a million. And I would care for him, even, and my marriage would struggle because of different things, and being with him all the time. I wouldn't trade it for the world though, because I learned so many life lessons And then I ended up being in this field with some of his best friends, but he would take his life in 2021. I would spiral after that, and that's when my marriage would really fall apart.
So when did you turn it around?
Well,
because it would be so easy, and I've heard people say, hey, I had a tough life, you know, what did you expect? Like somebody's supposed to fly in and do it for them.
Yeah.
When did you turn it around?
So I think I knew I wanted to help people subconsciously when he started preaching and teaching me things. And I think I always had a good heart. But after he passed, I would go through a series of events, detox programs, hospital, right? And then the following year, my best friend's father and brother were found from an overdose.
Oh.
So I would be there to pick up a lot of the pieces. My friend's father was actually second in command of the chief of the Narragansett tribe. So I would see things that I'll never get out of my head, but I learned to, overcome. So from that moment, and then that pivoted to the third year in a row where me and my wife would end up going through a really nasty divorce. I'd end up 20 years later back in the courts on probation for close to a year. And I was put through some things, but I take full accountability. And I think it made me stronger in a weird way. And I remember I was going to court. Things were getting put off. And the way it all happened, my charges ended up getting dismissed, and it all kind of like caught me out of the sky. I ended up in court one day. And then that's when I looked at my lawyer. I said, I'm going to keep my house. And I fought to keep my home. And I was still struggling a little bit in the beginning of the divorce. And I woke up one day and I said, I'm done doing this. I had quit drinking a year prior, but I had not stopped with the opiates. And I woke up one morning and I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. And once I get these straps off my ankles, that's exactly what I told myself. I want to help people. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it a way. So I fought through, stayed strong, did whatever I had to do for money. I was doing delivery for a while because I was also dealt a medical condition, so I couldn't build scaffolding anymore because of nerve damage and X, Y, and Z. So I had to navigate, and I found a way to make a living, pay my bills. And then when I woke up that day, I said, I'm going to go on and help people. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure out a way. I was going online, and then there was a treatment facility where not only helped a close friend of mine, but that my cousin that had mentored me, he had gone through. I gotten hired there, and then that's when I started to see the full circle of life. And then it just gave me the ambition, and I said, listen, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am going to just push forward. I'm going to help as many people as possible, and I'm going to make something out of all of this. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do.
You have, and Wood River is really the beneficiary of what you chose to do. I could listen to you forever, but I want to get to Sharon.
You got to get to Sharon, and that's what I got to say too. From the start in this field to working with Sharon, she's amazing. I've had the best teachers I could possibly have in this field, from Christine, Sharon, to the people that took me in at the men's facility.
But you took that first step, and I give you so much credit. It would have been so easy to just stay the way you were.
It could have.
Good for you.
And I could have gotten comfortable with being in and out of hospitals.
And to be able to tell the story, you have gotten rid of the stigma.
Yeah.
There is no stigma, and you can talk to people.
And that's the one thing I want people to know wonderful. Is it's, you just hang on that one extra day and one extra minute. You push forward for that one other chance, and things really can change, even when
you've used that expression a few times, push forward, and you've done a great job. Okay, Sharon, your turn. These people are both support personnel at Wood River.
Yes.
Their services are free.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a patient, correct?
Right. Correct.
But you have to make an appointment, I'm sure.
Well, if you are at Wood River and you're there for an appointment, in the same way we talked about
with the dentist.
If you are at an appointment and feel like you need support or have identified that maybe substances or a mental health challenge or things you're navigating through, Sharon and Alex may be somebody who your primary care provider says, or your dentist, or whoever says, why don't I introduce you to someone on our team who might be helpful to you? So helping the same resources that Alex talked about in your journey of, community support, resources, work, hospital, doctors, that's kind of your expertise of helping a person pull together all those resources to help them push through that next one day, because you know the process of that it impacts your social, emotional, your brain health. And then you can also get connected through the community by reaching out to Wood River and or seeing Alex and Sharon in the community, because they're at the Westerly substation. They're at all kinds of.
They are. Yeah, people here know a lot about that on the north end. So Sharon, tell us yours. How did you get? You said you have a lot of stories.
I have a lot of stories. We don't have much time, so I might need to come back the next few months. I might need to reschedule.
We would love to have you come back.
Fantastic. So Alex and I, we're also called peer recovery specialists. And what that means is that we have
peer recovery specialists. Okay.
Correct. And there's a special training for that. And there's a lot that goes behind us getting prepared to do what we do. But the biggest piece is that we have lived experience. And our lived experience could either be that we have family members or we ourselves have mental health or substance use or both in our past.
Right.
For me, substance use on both sides of the family tree. I have on my dad's side, unfortunately, a lot of alcoholics. And on my mom's side, I have a cousin who is polysubstance use, which means there's just about no substance that he's probably tried. And he is in recovery at this time. So I'm happy to say that.
That's great.
For myself, a lot of mental health on both sides of the family. And for my mom and I, we share a lot of the same mental health struggles, which is around depression, anxiety, and panic attacks. And similar to Alex, growing up, I grew up in a home that had loving parents, but the unhealthy aspects of that. And so at a young age, I'm exposed to my mother's struggles. And one of the things, as you mentioned, about the stigma, growing up in the 70s and 80s, folks didn't go get help because you were thought to be going to the shrink. There was all kinds of terrible words that were put out there, but I was so proud the day that my mother went to Butler Hospital and finally asked for help. And she was there for quite a few weeks, because at that time you could stay for a while in the 80s. But I was so proud because she really struggled, and I'm going to cry a little bit. So, but she really struggled. And she came out of there better, and she was able to get a job and be a better person. And
so that must have made you proud.
It did, but it was hard to tell people about it because it had all that stigma. But I wanted to be proud of my mom.
Yeah, there was something wrong with you.
Or, great, does she have to, she can be broken forever? Is she going to need this or that forever? Is she going to be, on medications forever? And I didn't know why people had to focus on that, because my mom struggled and she went and got help.
Ignorance,
and she's better.
Probably.
Right.
Ignorance more than trying to be a bad person.
Ignorance. And so for me, that kind of helped me when I got into high school. And along came a fantastic program in 1989 by a wonderful man who has passed, and I'm going to say his name, Bob Hodling in 1988 found a fantastic organization called Youth to Youth out of Ohio. And he brought that here to Rhode Island. And for many years, we had an active Youth to Youth program. And that's all about bringing youth the tools that they need to be able to address any challenges that come their way with both mental health and substance use. So it's an adolescent drug prevention program. And for me, I found my people. I found the place that I felt comfortable, but it was still at a time when it wasn't really accepted to be in society with that circle. You couldn't walk around really proud to say, I'm substance free. I'm addressing my mental health. I'm acknowledging that. It was still had a stigma. Yeah. And I thought to myself, this is terrible. So I went to college for psychology and sociology, and fast forward a few years, I get a job in a treatment center. And again, I feel like I'm in my place. I feel like I'm in with my tribe. And so for 10 years, I worked at this substance use facility, many of the years with the women's residential program, and then in the end with the detox and the men's residential program. And
did you find that they were willing because you had been there, that you weren't, this higher up trying to tell them or talk at them?
As I developed my skills and went from the person that got trained by people that told me you need to be this way, and I was like, okay, I'm like, it's a little weird. But as I became me, I became relatable. And when you commented about my smile, Many years I walked through this treatment entrance, and the first section you go through was men's. And I would go by some of the men and I would turn and smile and say, "Good morning, gentlemen," because I always felt that I needed to provide them with that respect that they may not have had for years. And I immediately got some of them sitting up and they'd smile, "Good morning." And as I walked away, if somebody knew me, somebody that didn't would go, "Who's that?" And the person would go, "That's Sharon. And if you need anything, talk to her." And I would walk down that hallway, and that's the reputation I got.
Good for
and
you.
When I spoke at the beginning about resources, I'll tell you, if it's out there, I'm going to find it. And just this week, I connected with a new resource. Every week, I'm learning about something new. And every week, I'm looking to connect people with
Resources
things.
for the people that come to you.
Yes, and it doesn't matter what their struggle is. You got an eating disorder, you got a gambling disorder, you got a substance use disorder, you're struggling with domestic violence. I got a resource for you. And I know these people there. I'll tell you, I spoke to so-and-so at this place. This is their phone number. Would you like to call with me right now? I'll introduce you to them. Do you want me to meet you there? I'll meet you there. Alex and I go into the community. You need help at BH Link, at Butler, at Court, at the ED. We're there.
That is so important. So you are both meeting them where they need you to meet them.
Exactly.
Meeting where they're at. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trainings, I'm signing us for trainings left and right. We just took training at Sojourner House about how domestic violence and substance use overlap and everything. We're attending trainings all the time. I'm a certified CPRS trainer, so I can train new Alexes, and we did a training earlier this year. And next week, I'm going to go to a training and become a CPRS supervisor trainer. Because I'm always
Wood River Health
expanding.
is so lucky to have them.
Right? So
How did you get them? Did you apply?
Can I tell our story?
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 years ago in August that I applied for his position because I thought that's what I was qualified for. So I go to my interview with Christine and another staff at Wood River Health, have a nice interview. And then I follow up with Christine and I'm like, well, I'm looking for a little more salary. And she's like, "Hey, did you know about this position?" And I'm like, that title sounds like I need some education and things that I don't have. She's like, no, check it out. And I did. And that's where I fell into this position. And then I realized Christine and I had already met. Was it 2019? Just before COVID, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Bob Hodeling and Christine started a grief support group. And because of Bob, I went to the first one and I met Christine there. But I didn't keep in touch with that support group. And between interview 1 and Zoom interview 2, I realized who she was. And I said, "Hi, we met each other through Bob."
Yeah, I keep getting reintroduced to her too.
Yeah.
It was really, Sharon mentioned Bob Hodeling earlier, and he practiced kind of integrated care in a community across the street, across the state, really, as a what was then called a drug and alcohol counselor. And I think we share, all of us share, and I think we feel really comfortable at Wood River, that philosophy of walking with people. That we're walking with people on their journey. And I think when you think of 50 years of Wood River being founded in the civil rights movement to provide health care in communities that wouldn't have access, to think of now, 50 years later, the ways in which we're trying and successfully creating access for people. And
That's
that
right.
access, that whether you go in to meet your primary care physician, you meet Sharon or Alex in the community, you connect with one of our community resource specialists or a nurse after a hospital visit, we're going to look at the total of you as a person and think, how can we help? And, to me, that's really integrated care, is how can we help? What's going on? How can we help? And if we don't have the resource, we're going to help you get to that spot that does.
And I also want to say, we talked about this earlier, but if anyone out there is interested, next Tuesday at 5:30, you just show up at the Granite Theater here in Westerly. You don't need a reservation. You don't need to give your name. You'll have a meal and you can sit there and say nothing and just listen. You're both there, correct? And you're there, certainly. You run the program and see what's out there. See how far we've come.
Yes.
From putting people away and whispering at Thanksgiving dinners and families being ashamed to where we are. We still have a long way to go.
We do.
I'm sure.
And people,
But look how you're
yeah.
helping.
I just want to point out that people come to Can We Talk because they may be struggling, they need connection, also because they want to meet other people. They want to be in a space where they're like, this is a space where people care about other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the night that I came to, you invited me to come, there was a gal who had just moved here, I believe from New Hampshire. And she said, I don't know anybody in town. I thought this might be a good way.
Yeah.
And so it can be that as well. You can be, we talked about loneliness and isolationism. Get out of the house and go. You'll have dinner. You'll meet some great people. You don't have to do anything or pay anything. Unfortunately, we're just about out of time, but I'm going to give you the last word.
Fantastic.
You got about a minute and a half, but yes, you can come back. You can all come back.
I want to point out the other pen over there says, don't give up.
It does?
Yes.
I didn't see.
And
Oh,
there's-
yeah.
Yes.
Right in front of me.
And that's
Don't
I
give
think,
up.
a message that I think I would like to send out is don't give up. And if today is overwhelming, take that nap, take a shower, have a cup of tea. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, just one thing different each day. And whether that's step outside for some fresh air or it's to go for a walk, I encourage people, don't give up.
It's great. I can't think of a better way on which to end. I thank you, Christine, Alex, and Sharon. Next week, Man About Town will be on the road. We will be broadcasting, streaming from the Mystic Luxury Cinemas with our buddy Bill Doherty and others. You are more than welcome to come. They are located right in the old Mystic Village. If you're not able to come, stay with us and stream with us. And as I say every week, be well, be safe, be good to each other, and don't be afraid to take a risk. Because if you never take a risk, you'll never know how great opportunity can be. I'm Rona Mann. This is Man About Town, a production of 321 Media. I thank my phantom producer, the genius, and we'll see you next week.